I just watched an absolute classic, a banger, something which has been on my list to see for like a decade now. And I never got to it. I was like, there's always something else, there's always something else. But I said, no, this time I'm gonna watch this film for all of its glory. And it was glorious. Hey, NarendraTheComic here. Right now, we're just gonna be talking about Big Trouble, the biggest trouble in Little China. Now, as I said, it's something which I've wanted to watch for a very long time. It's something which I've put off watching for many, many years, and I was wrong in doing so, alright? This film was, well, it wasn't so bad it was good. It wasn't that. It was both so good and so bad at the same time. It's very hard to explain, like, if you're gonna break this film down, how you're supposed to feel about it. But for me, I was laughing all the way through it. It was hilarious, it was serious, there was action, there was comedy, there was everything in between, drama. And I think it's a very hard one for you to really get your head around because of all of those factors that are being involved there. But shockingly enough, somehow they managed to put together a bunch of very well fleshed out characters, characters that you liked, characters that you believed in, characters that you wanted to succeed in a very gooey, cheesy, corny film. And that is not easy to do because sometimes you're just like batting them away. I don't want to be involved with this story. But somehow the way it was written, it kind of made you like these characters and then be endearing towards you. Yeah, I just wrote this down. There was a fuck ton of exposition. Captain Exposition was in full force here. I might lean towards like 8 or 9% of the film being pure context. Like, it was slap in the face exposition being like, Badak, I'm gonna tell you what's happening in this movie whether you want to know or not. Like, what's going on in San Francisco? What's happening in Chinatown? Who knows who? Where is this person? It was a bit heavy with the exposition, but after a while you kind of just accepted it and went along for the ride with it. And I kind of look forward to the ridiculous exposition bombs they were dropping every like 3 minutes. It was something special. Something else that was also incredibly special were the special effects. They were very, very special, okay? Today they don't hold up, but for what they were, I really, really enjoyed the way they did their effects. They weren't great. You know, we're talking about the 80s here. They weren't that good. But it really, really felt like they were trying so hard with these visual effects. I do feel nowadays it would look great with modern CGI, but I feel it would take away some of the flair. Some of the intrinsic value of this story and this IP is that the CGI and special effects are the way they are. I wouldn't want to see an Avengers Endgame level CGI with this story. I want to see this type of CGI and special effects and practical effects with this story. So it's a give and take. I would love to see a sequel to this film. They were clearly planning a sequel to this movie. It definitely was there. They were hoping this was going to be a banger at the cinemas. It flopped, but it found a cult following, and I think now is the time to have a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China. Maybe it'll be Big Trouble in Koreatown next time, alright? That'll be something. Don't like steal my ideas or anything, but like, you know, maybe. You can cast me in it as well. I know I can't be Korean, but I can be something. America's a very vibrant, wonderful place. Lots of different people. So you never know what can happen in Koreatown or Chinatown or Indian Town. I don't think there is one of those anywhere. I think Indian Town is just India. You don't have a town for it. It's the whole bloody country. But I want to see Jack Burton's stories with Dennis. I want to see these people go on more adventures because, amazingly, we had a great protagonist and a great, amazing secondary character in Dennis. Now, nowadays, people would say, we can't make a film like that. It's too offensive. Boys, art is art. Sometimes people's going to get offended by art. Peoples are going to get offended by certain things. This was good stuff. It was funny. It wasn't funny in the wrong ways. It was funny in the right ways. You weren't laughing at the people. You were laughing at what was going on in the scenario they were in. So let's not play around here. This story would not be made today. But a sequel, I really, really hope does get made because the Asian lead character was actually a strong character. He had a lot of stuff going on. He had his own story. He had his own arc. And he was just as pivotal to the story as Jack Burton was in Kurt Russell. Also, Kurt Russell, my guy. He was a stud back in the day. I mean, he's still a stud, to be fair. The guy pulls it off very, very well. He really does, even now. But back in the day, whoo! with his mullet as well. I've seen pictures now. He was doing bits. I can see where the ladies wanted him. You kind of have to be point blank with it. The villains were nuts. They were absolutely bonkers. It doesn't seem like this was real. Like, it was so out there that it's the type of story that got made in the 80s, the type of film that would be made then, but a studio would not risk making this type of movie now. It's just, there's no way. I feel Korean cinema has the chance to make stories like this, and they could also gain a following, whereas in the West, that's just not plausible right now. People too weak, people too scared to take risks. Well, it did bomb the first time round, so I see why. With all my hopes and with all my positive graces, China would not be loving a sequel to this movie. I'm sure in China this movie is maligned and detested for good reason in some ways, but I think overall it's not viewed in the way which most people would say it is nowadays, because people are very, very easy to be pissed off. I will say, I want number 2. I think most people want number 2. I want Kurt Russell back. I want Dennis back. I want this story to be told 30 years on. What happened to these boys? Are they trying to save the world still? Chuck in like, I don't know, some MMA fighter. Chuck in Ronda Rousey. Chuck in The Rock. Chuck in, I don't know, Francis Ngannou. Nowadays, you never know what's going to happen. That would be some good shit. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then I don't know, Kurt Russell's going to come after you, my guy. You don't want that. No, you really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping until we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never know it. Just how it goes. Also bring the podcast. Podcast means nonsense in Punjabi, and we also bring that. We bring a lot, we bring a little, we do a lot, we do a little, but we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More of the same, but slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more. See you then. Skadoosh.